What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is Kenyelxo. Don't forget the EXO. And in today's video, I'm going to give you an in-depth look on a typical day as a public affairs specialist. Now first, let's just start off with a brief overview of what public affairs really is. Now, public affairs soldiers are responsible with communicating to the public, all right, both domestically and internationally. So you're probably wondering, what are you communicating to the public? Well, that's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. Some of the main things that PAO is normally communicating with the public is the Army's mission, accomplishments, and yes, sometimes even challenges. So our main goal is to inform, educate, and engage. You want to engage our audience so they can build an understanding, and once they build that understanding, they're able to support us. They're able to support the Army as a whole. So what do I do as a public affairs specialist? My main job is to tell the Army's story. And this includes a wide range of tasks, such as, taking photos, creating videos, writing articles, coordinating media events, the whole nine. I love it. I always say this: PAO is the best job in the Army. Promise you that. One of the most important aspects of my job is writing, whether it's a news release or a feature story or even an Instagram or Facebook post. My job is to make sure that whatever I write is clear, it's concise, and most importantly, it's accurate. Because believe it or not, these higher ups are all over social media. And if there's one thing wrong in a post, you will most definitely hear about it. When you're writing anything, you have to make sure that you get the 5 W's of who, what, when, where, and why. Once you have that, then you have your base. You know exactly, where to start from and kind of go from there. So I love just sitting and talking to people, because that's one of the cool things about public affairs. You're not just in a cubicle all day. You get to go out, you get to meet people, you get to hear their story, right? And your job is to get their story, get all the information you need, and either write about it or make a video or even a photo about it. I love it. In addition to writing, I also take photos, I also create videos. This involves using a variety of gear that the Army issues you. So when you become a 46 Sierra, you get your own kit. You get your own camera, tripod, monopod, and the whole nine. You get editing software such as the Adobe Suite, Adobe Lightroom, Adobe Premiere Pro. Anything you need to be successful, you'll get it. Now, some of the things that I take photos of are, re-enlistments. I love doing re-enlistments because that's such a big commitment that you're willing to re-up and give the Army more of your time and your effort. But I love doing those. I also do, promotions. That's when you take that next step of leadership in the military. Also, changing commands, changing responsibilities, you name it, I'm there. My job is to highlight the great things that the soldiers are doing in my unit. Because let's face it, sometimes the Army gets a bad rep. I don't know why, but the Army gets a bad reputation that no one wants to join, or the Army is doing all these bad things. No, that's just not true. The Army is doing great things day in and day out. But it's up to the public affairs sergeant or the public affairs officer to let the community know, let the family members know, hey, Sergeant John here got promoted. All right, he's been doing great things in the S2 shop, and now his hard work has paid off. He's promoted. That's where we come in. Now, videos are a little bit more predictable, as you probably guessed. It's those Army hype videos, those videos that make you want to run through a wall and go conquer something. People in the Army call that the hua type videos. All right, I love making those as well. You love to get all those clips together and get some rock star music under it. It's motivational. I absolutely love putting that together. And then especially when those soldiers see themselves in that video, they feel like a movie star. Now, another important aspect of my job is to manage the social media accounts. I call myself a social media manager. We post on things like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Again, we're telling the story. We're telling the great things that our soldiers are doing in ranks, and even they're doing some with the community, outer ranks. Listen, we're showing all of that. We're promoting. It's also important that you're actually engaging with your audience. So that includes responding to comments. If they shoot you a DM or a message, I am the one that's responding to the message. They might have a question about, a post, or might question about a soldier. My job is to be engaging and informative for the community. Now, one of the most challenging aspects about being a PAO is working and dealing with the media. Now, me personally, I haven't had one-on-one contact with the media, but of course, I know a lot of people in the Army that has my same MOS. We all talk on the same channels. But let's face it, the media sometimes likes the juicy news. They like the stuff that will go viral. But the main mission is to build a relationship with the reporters. You wanna build a good rapport with the media and the reporters, and to make sure and ensure that the Army message is being told correctly. All right, no gossip news. It's correct and it's effective for the community. Now, in addition to your external communication or working with the media, you also have internal communication. Now, when you become a PAO, your job is to also work alongside of your sergeant major or your commander in your brigade or your company, because you also want to hear their vision. You want to hear their vision and also portray it through your posts. So that's why it's always important to meet with your leaders to hear exactly what they want portrayed. Another important aspect of my job is community relations. This involves partnering with local communities and events to help promote the Army's mission and promote good relationships within the community. Whether it's participating at a parade or speaking at a community event, or even going to an elementary school or a middle school to help these young kids, I need to be able to represent the Army in a positive and a professional way. And lastly, I'm responsible for staying on top of my training and development. Now, as you know, social media changes every single day, so that means public affairs changes as well. So I have to make sure that I'm staying up to date on regulations and trainings for PAO. That comes with it. And again, I love it. It also involves working on my skills. I can't have an NCO over me teaching me how to work my own gear. That's why we have things like YouTube University. I love YouTube. YouTube can teach you everything that you need to know. If you have a question, go to YouTube. And now, if you have a question, you can ask AI. So the options are limitless. There's no excuse why you can't do something. You have everything at your disposal, and now you just have to go get it. So that was a more detailed look as my role as a public affairs specialist. I hope this video has given you some clarity of what it is to be a public affairs soldier in the military. If you're thinking about becoming a PAO, trust me, if I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. This is the best job in the Army. All right, are you excited? Because I am. Make sure you switch your MOS or come in as a 46 Sierra. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. And while you're down there, go ahead and drop a camera emoji. It's only right. Drop a camera emoji in the comments, and also again, ask any questions. I will do my best to hit you back. But again, as always, thank you all for watching, and always remember to be cool.